I'm sitting here with Nick Molina, Jr. from Sunnyvale, California. He's an infielder, first baseman slash third baseman. 6 feet tall, 180 pounds. That 180, that seems light.
Oh yeah, that's long gone now. Yeah.
Let's turn your mic on. Let's make sure your mic is on really high. Let's hear Nicky Mo.
How about that?
Welcome, Nicholas Molina. So yeah, what happened to that? You played third base all of last year, and now you're playing first. What's up with that?
It was just a temporary thing in the fall, just kind of testing it out, give me some more opportunities to take more ground balls, really. And with the new guys coming in, it was kind of a good fit for everybody. We were able to get the guys playing their best spots, especially defensively. We're really strong right now.
All right, so the Warriors are 12-9 overall and 5-6 in conference. They played Cal State San Bernardino last weekend and won 1 of 3 games. So you are out of Sunnyvale, California, so that's near San Jose area. But out of high school, you went to University of Tennessee Martin. So what happened there out of high school? What was your recruiting process like?
I did a lot of recruiting as far as the emails, the showcases, and all that. I didn't really have a set spot to go. I really didn't have any plans. Thinking about maybe going to a junior college, just local, nearby home. And just one of the schools that I had reached out to was Tennessee Martin, and they got back to me very, very late, probably like a week before first class, I think it was. I was on a plane. I flew down for a weekend, met with the coaches, toured the campus, and I made my decision a couple days later and flew back like 3 days for school to start.
So you talked to them instead of them coming to you. Why was that?
Well, Tennessee, I mean, it's a lot farther, to home. So I wanted to actually go and look and see.
Did you send them a tape, or did they see you play at some point? How did they even know who you were when you emailed them?
I believe they had seen a video online that I had put up just for coaches to see, and then just one of those showcases, a big turnout that they were at.
So did you just walk on there?
Yeah. So they said that they didn't have a full roster, and they were looking for one more infielder. It was kind of just a coin flip, really. Like, I just decided to take the chance and try it out because I knew I would have a good shot to make the team.
I mean, what was that experience like being in Tennessee at a university, Tennessee Martin, from California kid, Northern California kid, and then traveling all the way to Tennessee at 18 years old? What was that like?
Yeah, I was just as foreign to them as I felt being there. They didn't know too much about California, just like I didn't know too much about Tennessee. But it was great. I loved it. Definitely a different atmosphere. Get out to the south, slow and country, just like they always tell you. But I feel like I fit right in. I'm kind of a mellow guy myself, so it was a good fit for me.
That's really cool. It is a Division I school, unlike Stanislaus, which is Division II. Can you tell me anything about the difference between Division I baseball versus Division II baseball, or any other level of baseball you've played?
I mean, as far as I can tell, it's really similar, and that's one reason why I actually decided to come here, was because I knew a lot about this conference. And I know it's really competitive. They say it's one of the best as far as Division IIs go. And so for me, the jump wasn't that big coming from Tennessee to here. The competition's really, really good, and I think a lot of that also has to do with me being a freshman the first year, having those growing pains, and then being a sophomore here for my second year of college baseball. I feel like I was more comfortable.
Well, who were some of the teams that you played, though, at Tennessee Martin? Is Division I school, you probably played some good teams.
Yeah, so all my best stories are, against those big ones. My first appearance actually was at Ole Miss, their home opener.
Nice.
And
did they go to the College World Series that year?
They might have. They were up there, at least in the
really
regional.
Good.
Ole Miss, they were studs. Their fans were crazy. It was their home opener, so it was wild. It was kind of a crazy atmosphere to be in.
Yeah, what's that like? What's the difference? Yeah, that's an SEC school, home. What's that like?
That's
a lot different in Turlock.
That's got to be the difference, if there is one. The crowds and the stadiums and stuff like that. Ole Miss was really crazy. Our first game that we opened up with was at Birmingham at the AA field. So we got to play in a AA stadium, which was awesome. Vanderbilt, who actually won the College World Series that year, we played them at Vanderbilt, and their fans, same deal. Wild.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Did you actually play?
I played in all those games. I played I played at Ole Miss for their home opener. That was my first appearance. I played at Vanderbilt, got a couple ABs against those studs. And then another big one was Memphis. I got to start at Memphis, and that was another cool stadium and park and atmosphere to be in.
Well, since you were there and you got to play against all these cool schools, I mean, why did you want to leave? Or why did you leave?
I think it was a better fit for me to be closer to home, and as far as the baseball, I didn't feel like I was losing anything. Like I said, I knew the reputation of the conference and the teams in the conference, so I didn't see any loss there. It was actually there was a coaching change as well. A lot of other of my friends and teammates were leaving, and so I think that it was the best in the end, and it worked out.
Okay, so then you go from Tennessee Martin. I'm talking to Nick Molina, first baseman for the Cal State Stanislaus Warriors. I'm Harper White. I'm here every day from 5 to 7, talking to Nick Molina here. So you leave Tennessee Martin, Division I school out of high school. You're there for 1 year, right?
Yeah.
And then you go to Cal State Stanislaus in Turlock, California.
Mm-hmm. Here I am.
How did that happen?
Again, it was kind of one of those late things. I like to save it for the last minute, I guess. So when I decided that I was going to look for a school closer to home, I contacted, just whoever I could get a hold of. Like I said, one of those last minute things. I was in a crunch for time. And the coaches here got back to me the fastest, which I appreciated. And I was out, same thing. I visited, right away. The next morning I was here on campus, touring around, talking to coaches, seeing the field, and I loved everything. It really caught my eye and got my attention. I didn't make my decision right away though. I kind of waited it out. And
who else were you interested in?
There was a couple other schools in the conference that I heard back from, but by far Stanislaus showed the most interest and told me from the beginning that they'd like to have me. I appreciated that, and here I am now.
Yeah, and it's not too far from home. You're an
hour
and a half away.
Yeah, an hour and a half drive maybe. Yeah. So my family comes and sees a lot of the games.
So yeah, so you don't need to get homesick anymore. You can, if you have time off, you can just drive over there and hang out.
Definitely.
Because you're a pretty good family guy. I mean, you're pretty good friends with your brother and your parents. So you're always out there and seem to be a good family guy. That's really cool.
I will say I did enjoy the distance in Tennessee. That did me some good, but.
Well, and also that's the first time you're ever out of home, and then you go to Tennessee. So let's move on to this year and talk about what this team's all about. So you're 12-9 overall, and you're 5-6 in conference so far. Still a lot of season left. Just talk about this year's team.
It's a new group, entirely new group. A lot of new guys, a lot of new faces, but a lot of really, really good talent. The guys that come in, that came in this year for the first time, are really, really good talent. They came from a bunch of different places, whether junior college or transfers, some Division I guys, and even the guys that are coming back, returners from last year. The improvements are through the roof. It's crazy, and it's awesome to see.
Including yourself.
Yeah, I feel like. Myself being one of them, you can tell all the guys that really, really care and put in a lot of hard work, which is awesome.
Yeah, what's the work like? What's the practice like?
Well, the fall was long. The falls are always long, so they're tough. But even now, we have guys who show up, 2 hours before practice, and it gets to be a routine, which is awesome because then just habit. We got guys showing up, like I said, 2 hours before practice starts. Getting extra swings, extra ground balls. That's completely on our own too, which is just us holding each other accountable and wanting to be out there with each other. Practices are, still very long and tough, but that's great that guys still want to come out for extra.
So, standing at 5-6, we're in the middle of the pack of the conference. 8th in team average in the conference, which is right around the middle of the pack. Like I said before, season's far from over, so how can you guys get hot and make a playoff run? How can that happen?
Yeah, so it is a new format this year for the first time. We split it into the North and the South. So now the top teams from the North and the top teams from the South make it rather than just the top teams in the whole conference.
Okay.
So we really keyed in on making sure we take care of the North. And that doesn't mean that the South isn't important, because it is.
So losing 2 of 3 to San Bernardino, we're not going to have to worry about that too much. We're not going to dwell on that.
Yeah, I mean, we want to be at our best at all times, play our best ball every game. But in the end, we really got to take care of the North and make sure that if we have a chance to pick up some games against some South teams, that we take care of that as well. But definitely something to think about.
That makes sense now. That I didn't realize that that's how it works now. So I'm not going to worry about those South games
Yeah.
as much anymore. Who cares? I mean, if it doesn't matter for our playoff opportunities.
Yeah.
So we need to really worry about Cal State Monterey Bay coming up.
Definitely.
They're pretty good, aren't
Hell
they?
yeah, they're good. They can hit.
So yeah, you've already played them 4 times, I think.
Yeah, we had them a couple preseason games.
4 times, beat them once, lost a couple close ones. So you have a makeup rain doubleheader on Monday. How are you guys gonna beat them?
Well, we're gonna have to score runs, and they're really offensive. We've had success against them, though. I'm not too concerned about that. I know that we have some pitchers who are real hot right now, and some guys looking to step up in roles that might be empty. And I think that, we're gonna come out real hungry because this last series kind of left a little bit of a sour taste. We wanted to pick up that series in the South, and just talking amongst ourselves, we're definitely ready to go. And this is a big week for us. We got a lot of games coming up, so this could turn things around just like that.
Okay, obviously you guys are pretty good because here's the stat that stood out for me is that you guys are 9-1 at home.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Well, some type of home field advantage.
Yeah, why? How? It's baseball. It's a baseball field.
Yeah.
What's the biggest difference? Why are you guys more comfortable at home? If that's why you guys win, are you guys more comfortable? Is there other factors that may play in, or you guys are just playing your best baseball at home?
I think that might just be one of those things. We end up rallying around having the last AB. I know we've had a lot of really good comebacks this year already. That could be a possibility. That's another thing we talk about as well, is not sitting back and waiting for that comeback, because we are good. And I think sometimes we lay back on that and aren't the aggressor at times, waiting to come back because we know we can.
Yeah, you guys know you can. You guys have before the season. I'm talking to Nick Molina, first baseman for the Cal State Stanislaus Warriors. You guys have a lot of power this year compared to any years in the past. I think a couple years ago there might have been 3 home runs on the entire team, and you have 4 this year. Tied for the lead, right, with Mikey and Michael Chabrillo I talked to a couple weeks ago. And does Colombini, does Eric have 4?
Colombini has 3 or 4, yeah.
Who cares? Let's just say he has 3. You're better. So do you think that since you guys have more power this year and you guys know this, is this a reason why you guys kind of are complacent at the beginning of games and don't necessarily go out real hard, and a team may score some runs on you guys and they'll come out to a late lead and you guys just think you're going to come back because of the power, but some of these games kind of get out of hand and you can't come back. So do you think that's a possibility, the reason why you lost some games big? I
think sometimes a lot of our games have come down to the big hit, the big inning, the big hit, the home run. And that's great if it wins you a game, but I think that we're good enough where we don't need to wait for it or rely on it. I think we can put up runs every inning, and if we have the type of quality at bats that we want to have, I think we don't need to wait around for that one big hit to save us.
What is a quality at bat?
Quality at bat to me is having an at bat that benefits the team. So whatever you need to do in that particular situation, whether it's moving a runner, seeing pitches, picking up an RBI, driving in a guy who's in scoring position, getting on base, whatever you got to do, you have to be yourself, whatever you know you're good at, and do what is going to benefit the team the most.
All right. So you have played in a giant SEC baseball stadium that's packed with people before, and now you are at Cal State Stanislaus, which has a beautiful field, beautiful stadium, or stadium seating at least. Everything's great about the complex, yet the attendance isn't always that great. So what could you tell the people at Turtlock to get them to go to the games this year? What is a reason to go to the games?
Well, the home runs, first of all, like you said. who doesn't like home runs? We're hitting a lot of those.
Chicks dig the long
Yeah,
ball.
exactly. It really is a fun group of guys. I've never really had this much fun playing on a team where everyone, first of all, is so talented. You see really special things every single game, and it's a different guy, which is cool. You could look at our lineup, and we've played a million lineups this year already, but every single guy really has something special to bring, and I think that's going to make us really scary going down the stretch. So definitely a playoff contender. We're going to be there, we're going to hang around, and I think we can be really fun this year.
So you guys hear that? Tomorrow, Friday, March 25th at 5 o'clock, Nick Molina is going to hit a home run for you guys if you guys show up. Also, he'll hit a couple more home runs the next day on Saturday, starting at 11, and then he'll hit a couple more too. So expect a good 6 or 7 home runs this weekend from Nick Molina.
I'll try.
All right, here's some fun stuff. Let's do a fun one.
Good.
This is Nick Molina, first baseman. We don't need to talk about our team anymore. I don't want to talk about you. Let's talk about Space Jam.
Space Jam.
What? Okay, so in Space Jam, Michael Jordan was the hero, and then there was the little monster people, alien guys that stole the souls and talents of other NBA basketball players. And then, so Michael Jordan beats the Monstars. So if Space Jam were to make, or if baseball were to make a Space Jam movie, who are the Monstars, and then who plays the Michael Jordan character? Because we're still doing the Looney Tunes as the sidekicks, right. So it's all Space Jam still. Bugs Bunny will be there, Daffy Duck will be there, all those guys. So
who's all the beasts?
Yeah, no, let's do Monstars first.
Monstars. Huh?
Whose talent are you gonna take?
Ooh. I gotta have Bryce Harper's pop because he hits balls farther and harder than anyone I've ever seen. So that's got to be there.
I think Puig, just because he looks like a Monstar.
He does. He might already be one for all I know.
Yeah, because he's got those big old neck and shoulders. He looks like a linebacker out there.
You're talking about 5 tool guys. He's one of them.
So let's do
Trout. Then I mean,
Trout. Thing is, I was gonna save Trout and actually Harper as well for the MJ debate because
put him up there with MJ, huh?
Who's okay? Let's do that first. Who's the Michael Jordan character of today's? I'm talking about today's baseball too. I'm not talking. You can't resurrect Babe Ruth or anything.
True.
You can't pull those guys out. So I'm talking about
in
today.
In Space Jam, Michael had just walked away.
But he just came back after Space Jam. It was the Looney Tunes are the reason why Michael Jordan went back to basketball.
Well, if I could, then I would have the Looney Tunes go talk to Barry Bonds because he needs to come back, and then he could be the guy.
A-Rod.
Oh.
A-Rod. He's coming back for another couple seasons.
Yeah, I don't know.
How can you be a Barry Bonds fan and then hate on A-Rod? Just because you're a Giants guy?
Yeah, I do. I am biased. Definitely have the bias, and I'll admit that. But Bonds is scary good, and he can do a lot of things that A-Rod can't do.
He's like 100 years old now. He's all skinny.
He just beat Stanton in a home run contest or whatever.
Is there a tape on that?
I hope so, because I want to watch it.
I would like to see that, actually.
That'd be impressive.
Because he's the new hitting coach, Barry Bonds, over in Miami, right?
Yeah.
Still take Mark McGwire over Bonds. Well, isn't San Diego now?
He's somewhere, I know. He's
not with the Dodgers anymore. Yeah. So I'm still curious about this dang question. Space Jam.
So we got Puig.
Let's put Puig for sure. Who's another big guy that hits home runs?
I might take Stanton.
Yeah, Stanton would be a great player.
Just for his arms.
Yeah. I think there needs to be a pitcher in there somewhere.
Yeah, let's get
let's just like a Kershaw,
I can't take Kershaw.
I know, but you can't take Bumgarner.
Yeah, that's true. If we're ruling them both out. I might take Aroldis.
That's interesting. 100-mile-per-hour guy. I like
velocity,
that. Yeah, straight velocity because that's the talent you want to take.
It comes down to it. That's a Monster.
Yeah, it's the velocity for sure. So it's a couple power guys. I like the arm. That's good. And then
maybe Keuchel for the beard, just for a scary beard in there. And he's a little crafty lefty, you know one of those guys.
The worst part about that was you said Keuchel, and I actually had to think about who that was. You're talking about Dallas Keuchel, the Cy Young Award winner from last year, and I actually couldn't think of who
the best
Keuchel
pitcher
was.
in the AL.
Yeah, with the big old beard. But yeah, I didn't even remember. So that's a no, just because of the way I thought about that. Let's just go. Who's the MJ character, Trout or Harper?
Man, I don't particularly like Harper for his antics, but I think I gotta take him.
Yeah, but just because I think you have to as well, just because he's more Hollywood than Trout.
He is, and he's a character. Trout's like your all American good guy, but you don't want that in the movie.
So we're gonna put Trout on the Monstars then.
Yeah, he deserves to be somewhere.
Like a good guy Monstar that's like the best Monstar, but he's like the quiet
ultimate Monstar. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Him versus Harper in a little.
Well, it's Bugs Bunny and Bryce Harper versus Mike Trout and Stanton
and the Monstars.
That's pretty good.
We got a good little lineup going.
I think we should call like Steven Spielberg or something. And get
we
this
might be
going.
onto something there.
I think we are. All right, this is Nick Molina, and that was a really good conversation we just had, and I enjoyed it a lot. This is first baseman Nick Molina from the Stan State Warriors. Lastly, I'm going to do this with all the baseball players. You have a player on the team that has a really long last name. His name is Aldo Kutsianopoulos.
Yes.
Spell Kutsianopoulos.
Aldo Kutsianopoulos.
I believe it's a 15-letter last name.
15 letters. I'm going to try to power through this.
15-letter last name and a 4-letter first name.
I'm going to say Koutsoi. Koutsoi. Anopoulos.
You are so close. I had to buzz you on the, it's 1, 2, 3, your fourth O should have been a U. And there is only 4 O's in the name.
Only 4.
There's only 4. Only 4 O's in the name. And so it's Koutsyoanopoulos. Aldo Kutsianopoulos, the third baseman who stole Nicky Mo's spot from last year. But you're enjoying first base, right?
Oh, loving it, yeah.
You look good over there.
Thank you. You feel good.
You look good. You look good at the plate, you look good in the field. So that's it. That's Nick Molina. I keep saying third baseman. I'm so used to him being the third baseman. First baseman, Cal State Stanislaus Warriors. So just a reminder, go check them out. They're playing at home this weekend against Cal State San Marcos. And San Marcos is the first time they've ever played baseball, right?
Never seen them, yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. So come see the Warriors beat up on the, what are they, the Pumas, the Cougars. A bunch of Cougars. Cal State San Marcos, 5 p.m. tomorrow, and 11 and 2 o'clock on Saturday. And Nick Molina, thank you very much.
Thank you.